stepped up every fight all along my career. You know, I've never shied away from a challenge. So as soon as the European title fight was potential for me, I was calling for it.
I want all the smoke, brother.
British, Commonwealth and European champion, sounds good, doesn't it? I can't lie. Listen, it's probably happened even quicker than I could have dreamed of when I first turned pro.
And the new!
Picking up the British and Commonwealth in just my 13th fight. You know, I didn't come from no World Championships, GB background. I was just a kid that worked hard with a dream. European's another step towards that world honours. It's the last belt really in line to win, and I will do that. And I wouldn't be in this game if I didn't think I was capable of being a world champion. There's a lot of other ways to make money, and I'm only here because I think I'm one of the best, and I will be one of the best. My eyes are set on picking up one of those titles at 160. Without a doubt, I will do that. I want to be a world champion, so whichever of the world champions want it, they can get it.
London, England, this is the moment of truth, and there's no turning back. Now entering the arena, Dario Morello.
And here is Italy's Dario Morello, 33 years old, and this is his first professional contest outside of his home country. He's a man who says he's the head honcho in his camp. There may well be padmen, there may well be people who take the physical tasks on, but he's the one who comes up with the game plan and makes the decision. If it all goes well tonight, he'll be thanking himself. If it doesn't, he's only got one person to blame.
And now entering the arena, the undefeated Billericay bomber, George Liddard.
But the weeks and weeks of prep come down to this. This is the moment that he's been waiting for. The Billericay bomber, George Liddard, a man on a traditional road to a world title. He's won the British and the Commonwealth. Tonight is the European title on the line. Well, Sonny Edwards said with that hair, he better come out to what song?
This one. I called it.
And it just goes to show all the stuff around confidence and that character building. George Liddard, who's building his very own brand. And he knows he's got a job on his hands here, and a job which he needs to look good in doing so. Dario Morello will be doing everything to upset the apple cart. But will Liddard be just too good? We're about to find out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here tonight to the Copper Box Arena in London, England. We are live on DAZN for the featured bout of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the European Middleweight Championship. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Was sponsored by Betfred, Drip, Events 365, North Defense, Fuel Hub, the 10% Club, That Prize Guy, and Riyadh Season. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the British Board of Control. The area representative is Ben Harmsworth, and the European Boxing Union. The president and supervisor in attendance, Mr. Peter Stuckey. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this title contest from ringside. From Germany, Steve Meritz. From Denmark, Freddy Raffen. And from Austria, Rainer Schwartz. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Jose Antonio Lázaro Carrasco Ramirez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come. From the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring right here in London, England, the fight starts now! Introducing first, fighting into the red corner, he wears white and silver. He represents Top Promotions and scaled at 11 stone, 5 pounds, 3 ounces. His professional record, 26 victories, 1 defeat, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Bergamo, Lombardia, Italia. Here is the Italian middleweight champion, known as the Spartan, Dario Morello. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the green and gold. He's scaled at already 11 stone, 5 pounds, 8 ounces. He is undefeated in this campaign as a professional with a record of 14 victories, no defeats, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. World ranked by all 4 major sanctioning bodies, this top 10 contender hails from Billericay, Essex, England. Please welcome the undefeated British and former Commonwealth middleweight champion, known as the Billericay Bomber, George Liddard. Liddard!
The rules. Tu capito las normas. Ok. Choque los guantes. Good luck. Buena fortuna.
Well, this is it. This is what it comes down to. This is the moment which George Liddard and Dario Morello have been waiting for months. One of them should leave here, the EBU European middleweight champion.
Seconds out.
George Liddard in the orthodox stance in those green shorts, in there against the Italian, the Spartan, Dario Morello, who's been very vocal in the lead up to this fight, asking Liddard, do you want the smoke? And his response has been, I want every single bit of it.
Very wild start from Morello. Not really liking the way he's shaping up here either, I think. Turning his shoulder away a little bit, but he's against a bigger man, a fresher, younger man in George Liddard. That's in an absolute run of form. Great work straight away here in the first round.
Good work there from Liddard, changing the angles, keeping himself busy with both hands.
Morello can be awkward and sometimes hard to read with that, but I think I don't like the way he leans back over that back foot. I don't think it affects his balance, and if Liddard can slide that front foot forward, that right hand's going to have a clean target to hit.
I just don't think he's going to be able to get away with things tonight, that level he's been fighting at, as he's got used to. I think already some lazy movement, some wild sort of swings, and I think George started really, really well here so far.
All Liddard's got to be careful of is just rushing his work and walking onto one of those swinging hooks that's coming his way.
Liddard looking composed, laser focused on his opponent.
Just got to keep that jab busy with that, because you'll know the right hand's going to be the weapon or the left hook, but he's just got to set it up behind that left hand jab.
Morello, for me, looks a little bit hesitant in the opening part of this round, and hasn't committed with anything so far in the first couple of minutes.
But he's sort of a defensively minded fighter anyway, isn't he? He's going to make you miss and try and frustrate you and then work off that.
That's it, good work from Liddard. And when he opts to just put them sharp, fast shots out, Morello struggling to get out of the way.
Liddard fainting over and over again, just trying to get a reaction out of Morello.
So nice lead hand work, keeping Morello thinking from Liddard.
Oh, great shot there from Liddard. That's exactly the sort of shot that you're looking for.
But he threw that jab over the top, almost a miss on purpose, didn't he? Just so he could lower that head onto the right hand.
I mean, where he found his feet, he just managed to change the angle a little bit, and he half blinded Morello with that shot there. Oh, bit of work there back from Morello though.
I didn't land it, no? Well, he didn't land it. Va bene così. Questa è la cosa che devi fare. Sciolto, bello, attento. All'ultimo sei andato ancora meglio. Questo lo fatto. E intimorito pure lui però, Va bene così là, va benissimo. Devi essere sciolto, devi continuare così. Questa attenzione.
I thought Liddard in control for the majority. It was nice to see Morello sort of opening up and let his hands go a little bit in the last 10-20 seconds, but a clear Liddard round.
Second down, round 2.
So let's see what this round can produce. Some good work both on the inside and the outside there from Liddard in the opener. And I think this is exactly what we're going to get from Dario Morello. He's going to be on that back foot. He does get caught with the right hand there from Liddard, and he's practically running away here. He's just about gathered his feet again, and Liddard's got him just where he needs him and just where he wants him.
Got to come up for the middle now there, Liddard. When he starts throwing those left hooks, when he dips low, that's an uppercut right up there, waiting for him.
I think he managed to stay with his opponent really well there as Morello was trying to escape off the ropes. Liddard kept the ring small and stayed right on his heels.
Well, Morello brings that back foot forward when he throws that right hand, and that's the opportunity for Liddard to do that there, counter him nice and fast.
But he's waiting for him to make the mistake and to punch him in the gap, isn't he, Liddard?
Liddard getting the timing just right, letting his man commit, and then coming over the top, counter it. A lot with that lead hand.
And I think he certainly hurt Morello, but a lot of it's to do with the bad balance of Morello. He was dancing around the ring.
What I don't really get about Morello has got a height disadvantage. He has shorter arms. Oh, but he could be doing some more work with that lead hand just to take the space and try and give Liddard something to think about. But he's on that tight Philly shell and he's letting Liddard get right to the end of range and hit target, and all he's doing is slowly look at them shots.
And these shots have got some real spite in them, and they're snapping them to the body just above our commentary position. He's telling us everything which we need to know.
It's the right idea there from Liddard. It didn't work, but he just changed the angle. He was slipping and sliding there, Morello, and you either got to punch to the chest or you've got to move your feet around the body.
And I think you see it again there. I think Morello's definitely quite a panicky fighter. Yeah. He'll wait and try and hold his nerve, but when he does go, he wants it to work. Oh, bit better work there. Found a shot from Morello.
If you walk him down with your hands high, because he swings his shots in, so everything's going to come around the sides. If you keep your hands high, you're blocking everything that's coming your way. You can use that to block and counter as an aggressive motion.
Morello almost a bit unorthodox and maybe not the easiest in the world to read. And a big swing over the top there from Morello, and Liddard, who likes to operate on the inside, quite happy to stand there with his man.
A bit better that though from Morello, showing a bit of ambition and threat there.
But I think Liddard's just trying to get, since you've heard him, he's just trying to get a little bit too close. He's not throwing that jab and working behind it.
Both throwing good work to the body, good shots to the body as we go into the last few seconds of the round. But at the moment, Liddard, just another level above for me.
Yeah, I think he's in control of every exchange, to be honest. There's been an odd shot pop through from Morello when he's sort of winging and swinging, but look, here's the work. He's going body, lovely shot, just on the left side of the rib of Morello. But look, as soon as he's landed, he's setting his feet ready to go again, Liddard. And I think that's what Morello's really struggling with. Look, Morello's trying to slip out of the way and come back and find a moment to throw, but Liddard's there, he's throwing, he's ready to go again, and I think he's just a clash of heads there that knocked Liddard back. You see him signal it as well in the ring. I didn't think I see no cut, maybe a bit of swelling, but yeah, Morello just looking to be a bit desperate at times.
Do you think Liddard's fighting the right type of fight? What you've seen so far, Barry?
I think he lost his way a little bit in the second half of that round. Once he hurt him and had him on, well, he thought he had him in trouble. I think he got a little bit too close.
Round 3.
Understandable there, because you've hurt him, so you're not going to land a big shot, but he needs to get back to his boxing. Keep the pressure with the front foot. Force him around to bring that back foot forward and square himself up onto that right hand.
And just on cue, the right hand comes over the top from Liddard.
And he throws that bent arm rear hand shot so well. He whips it in, he finds the range good with it, Liddard. And oftentimes fighters are expecting him to come through the middle, especially following. Oh! Shot back from Morello.
He's just got to keep his hands up, Liddard here. Again, everything's looping with Morello, nothing's down the middle. So you keep your hands high and walk him down beyond a solid jab. You're blocking everything that's coming your way.
And I think that's the problem. When your opponent's not really engaging all the time, it becomes harder to read when they are actually going to let the trigger go. And with Liddard really worrying about his work, he's maybe getting a little bit too close, thinking about his shot, and then one's coming over the top quickly.
And you sort of drop your hand to invite and encourage him to let his hands go, don't you?
Better work though from Liddard. Just taking the target away, a smart pressure.
That's it for Liddard, just plenty of feints. You haven't got to rush your work, plenty of feints. You can even throw the jab short if it's going to come back fast as well, trying to encourage him to let his hands go.
See, everything's real desperate.
Those like cricket bowl punches, aren't they? Liddard can see them coming. But he's a mile off.
It's like Morello's throwing the shot and hoping that one lands. Oh, and then he hasn't got to do anything else for the rest of the night.
Good left hook there from Liddard there. But Morello, when he throws himself into a shot, he's gonna walk onto a heavy shot here. He has surprise attacks, so he's overcommitting, but he probably gets away with it most of the time because he's unorthodox and hard to read.
It's a good stylish boxing there from Liddard. Really nice with the feet, through the right hand, came out with his feet, came back in with another right hand.
That was a nice whip to the body, round the lead foot of Morello.
Just let's see him double up with that right hand like he did in the first round. Slide that left foot across to the left. And just double up with that back hand.
I think one of the challenges for Liddard is going to be just trying to pin Morello down because he's quite elusive.
He has, I think, but you've got to be careful you don't try and rush your own feet trying to close him down. Just keep forcing him to make mistakes. You almost want him to attack, you know. I mean, there's a risk of getting caught with those loop-in shots, but he squares himself up when he comes forward, and that gives you the opportunity to land with a solid shot.
Quite bad with his head at times, yeah. Get a warn there from the referee.
Good. The 3 right hands in a row from George Liddard. Just misses with that left hook. And Addy is with Tony. How's he seeing this?
Tony, how are you seeing this through 3? It looks at times comfortable for George Liddard. I guess there is the old saying of don't play with your food too much.
Do you know why? I couldn't split them in the first round, so I gave it a 10-10, which I very rarely do, but they didn't really. No one stood out too much to me in the first. But the last 2 rounds, I've got George Liddard winning. Morello is doing well. Do you know what I've seen tonight? They've all been good matches, and all the fighters have learned because they've been really close, hard matches. There's been clear winners, but they've been hard matches. And I know that doesn't really make sense to the normal observer, but to the boxers here and to the people who know what they're talking about, they'll understand it and get it. Tonight, this looks like another good match. Morello is doing well in certain patches of the fight, but he's not willing to commit and trade with Liddard. He's not willing to go every time Liddard goes. He's trying to steal a couple of rounds in there, and he's never going to win the fight like that. He's got to he's got to commit more to his attacks and believe in himself a bit more, Morello, for me.
Cheers, Tony. Thank you.
Will we see more commitment from Morello, or will it be plenty more of the same? Just trying to steer clear of those big, horrible right hands and left hooks from George Liddard.
And he varies the target so well, Liddard. When he's got his man backed up, he's going head, he's going body, round the side, through the middle. Once he finds his range and his rhythm, I think he's a very hard fighter to beat.
And how easy did he just slide his foot in the distance then to land with that right hand?
And you can tell there's weight behind the shots. It's not just skill and it's not just, you know, the fitness and control. It's also when he does tag you, you can see the reaction in the opponent.
I felt it because I covered in someone else's sweat.
Sorry, that was mine, Bow.
Nice short right hand down the middle there from Liddard. Morello missing with those big swinging backhand overhands over and over again. Liddard is reading this well. And that was a good left hook on the ropes.
Nice body
just
shot
about
inside.
clipped him.
Nice control there from Liddard. Didn't get panicky with all the punches being swung around his head. Just kept his eye on the target.
And when he's working like this, Liddard, always in control of the action, but he's making Morello fight with him now and hold his feet.
And being awkward is a real plus when you're a boxer. But if that's all you got is being awkward, it can be exposed quite easily at times. I'm not saying Morello is just that. I think his biggest factor is a nice body shot.
He just got caught 3 or 4 times there, but this is the best we've actually seen from the Italian. All of a sudden, he found something from somewhere.
And that makes me feel that he felt one of those shots to the body.
But it's the right response, isn't it? Because he needed that. He was getting a little bit swallowed there by the pressure.
And there's a little bit of a smirk. We just come onto the face of George Liddard. It's almost like he knows he's starting to get to his man.
He's letting him get very close now, Morello. He's creeping forward, but I like how he's creeping forward and not taking it yet. He's keeping the pressure on, but he's not taking it. I think he's waiting for the reaction. That's what he's doing. He's switching off his input. He's not just getting to the edge of range and letting the shot go straight away. He's getting there. He's being patient. He's waiting, keeping the pressure on, and then bursting.
For that extra movement before he lets it go, isn't it?
He just generates the momentum, doesn't he? And but he's good at hiding it. Like he's dropping his shoulders left and right, but then he's using that movement and then slight adjustments to then follow into the punch when he does throw it. See, look, just touching out, not doing anything.
That cut the ring off as well, isn't he?
I wonder how long Morello can keep this going for. How long can he keep it up for?
Great work so far. Both probably a little bit lucky there that neither of them landed. Straight off with the left hooks in the exchange. Head and body, though, from Liddard, and that's been a massive difference. He's not just winging in that one shot, trying to take off the chin of his opponent like Morello's guilty of doing at times so far in this fight. He's going about his work measured, he's calculated, he's confident. You can see he's a real man in form at the moment, John Liddard.
And he's not quite breaking him down yet, but he's making it really uncomfortable here for Morello.
Yeah, I don't think he's really trying to get that last bit of the screw yet. I think he's just trying to start
10
seeing the
seconds.
cracks, and then we're going to see him up it.
Seconds out, round 5.
Our cracks starting to form. Has George Liddard seen them? He comes out of a smile on his face yet again. And this round starts in exactly the same way that the 4 previous did, with Dario Morello on the back foot and George Liddard just cutting off the ring to the best of his ability and trying to land some big unforgiving shots. Morello trying to do a little bit of showboating here.
That was the smartest thing to do.
And he may well pay for that, but he's still doing plenty more of the same.
Lovely step across there from Liddard for that left hook. I was just want to say he needs to change the angle. He did it before I get the words out.
Morello has been vocal about saying that he knows that he needs to be a big character and catch people's attention, but he also needs to be able to back it up in the ring. And at the moment, this is very one-sided.
At the moment, all he's doing is backing up.
Exactly.
And your style is to make him miss and frustrate him and then swing those shots in like that and have an effect, and they haven't. He lands there, but they're few and far between for him.
But it can't all be like that, because it's becoming very easy to read for Liddard.
But against a lower opposition, they work, don't they?
Yeah. Thing is, we saw Dario Morello a round or two ago have a burst of punches, and it was the best that he had done. And then we've not seen anything like it since, have we?
But he can't do that unless Liddard puts himself in range like this.
Liddard
He's finding the target.
Finding target now. It's target practice.
I tell you what, though, he's taking him well, Morello. I don't think he was really hurt there. I mean, he's feeling them. I'm not saying he's not, but I mean, there was no looking like he was under pressure or panicking or looking to take a knee.
Just don't know how many more rounds he's going to be able to be on this receiving end and still say so positive.
The single shots are landing. They're snapping the head back of the Italian. And Liddard is doing a great job of cutting the ring off now. And I think that maybe a little bit of fatigue is starting to settle in now for Dario Morello.
We just don't know where the punches are coming from half the time, Morello.
And there was a change in his demeanour there, wasn't there? Certainly facially. Good fight back there.
That is when it's better, but he's wide open when he is throwing like that. His chin was completely in the air and his arms were just swinging from his hips.
But that's all he got to offer. So, you know,
Liddard just leaning all his weight on him.
I think it's a really good, patient, controlled performance here from Liddard.
Oh, beautiful right hand to the body, jab upstairs, and then he sunk that right hook in downstairs.
Moving on the target there with the feet.
Maintain the space between him and Morello as well. Very good after he landed that body shot. He's smiling over his shoulder with that one.
Is there any way back into this fight for Dario Morello?
Maybe if someone goes up ringside and gives him a baseball bat, maybe right now that's all it's looking for.
We wouldn't recommend that.
Well, maybe.
He looks outgunned for me in every metric.
He's got to catch him. The only thing is those swinging shots catch Liddard as he's coming forward, and he gets caught with the shot and he unravels. But you're talking about just massive bits of luck there and swinging from the rafters, because at the minute Liddard's controlled. He's watching everything. He's changing the angles of his attack. He's working the body well, the right hand to the chin as well.
I reckon the replay guy tonight has worked harder in that round with highlights, trying to pick what few. I think that was a round of highlights from George Liddard for me. He was consistently finding a target. He was slick, he was elusive when he needed to be. The jab was coming out, it was head and body. That was an excellent round of professional boxing for George Liddard.
At his own pace as well.
Barely out of second gear.
Liddard potentially barely out of second gear, but he does look like he's ever so slightly putting his foot on the gas bit by bit as the moments in these rounds go by. We find ourselves in the sixth, and a left hook lands straight on the right ear of Dario Morello.
I think if he keeps his foot on the pedal as the way he's been going in that last round, I think that we might start to see Morello just maybe unravel.
And I think it's the volume that Liddard needs. I know the highlight, one punch knockout is, you know, the sort of the dream, what you want to do when you're fighting. But I think if he just backs Morello up, lets 5, 6, 7 clean, crisp punches go, I don't know how much of a response he's going to have.
Liddard controlling his fight for the feints and textbook 1-2 which he throws. Morello kind of just walked in there, stumbled in with his hands close to his head, gets caught with a left hook and a right one follow.
Still keeping his concentration in it. He's everything his own way, but he's still aware of punches coming back. That's the feint. He should feint and throw though, because he won't fire off it now, Morello, but he'll just freeze off the feint.
But he reacts every single time Liddard's offering a feint out, a slight adjustment of his body position. He's reacting every single time. And never, there he threw back, but
it's very rarely a positive response.
Yeah, he's looking for it to go over his head before he puts something to target.
Every so often the shots do come back from Morello, but they don't seem to have much of an effect at all. And he allows Liddard to just reset and then get back to business. And a big lunge and a miss there as he goes for the body.
Nice left hook there. As Morello fell into the gap between them. Turned out nice, took the centre of the ring again. Just in control of every exchange for me.
The referee just having a quiet word with Morello.
Didn't see too much what he did wrong there, to be honest.
It looked like he was complaining that he was trying to get his hand over the top of his head. But
it's good footwork there from Liddard there, just sliding in at the distance quite nicely. And again, we almost see Morello come forward then.
this is actually probably one of the quieter rounds that we've seen so far. We've had some bursts of action. But Liddard well and truly in control. Let's listen in to John Ryder in that George Liddard corner.
All right. They get a second win.
Don't sit there and try and throw big shots at him. Box around him. You've got hand speed. Use it, yeah? Use your hand speed to go around. Get my hand sticks around, edge him. Yeah? Sensible. Stab him low. Catch up with the jab, stab it to the body. Yeah? Nice shots on the body now.
I don't know if George Liddard said he needs to get a second win or he felt that Dario Morello was getting a second win. I couldn't quite work it out.
He's probably just thinking about himself. He probably wants to start going through the gears, but he knows he's in that stage of the fight where the energy dips a little bit, especially when you're winning the rounds that comfortably.
Tony Bellew, of course, got Liddard well and truly up on the scorecards. Will the three judges scored ringside be in agreement if we get there? I'm pretty confident they will be with the way that this is going. Good work with the feet there from Liddard. Makes his man miss with that straight left hand and a bit of a check hook followed.
Yeah, that's a little spin there, isn't it?
Lovely jab.
To be honest, Liddard looks like he's just finding this all a bit too easy, especially with that jab over the top of the right
body
hand.
shot there.
But the body shot did come back.
Well, it has been quite easy for the most part, but he still kept his concentration. It's easy when you're dominating the fight to forget that punches are coming back.
And when your adrenaline drops down a little bit, that's when you feel them a lot more. Well,
I think his focus has been really good tonight.
Morello looked like he was having a little think about going forward and then decided, no, I think I'll go back to the back foot again. And then a right hook gets slammed into his head from Liddard.
That's right.
Just starting off a couple of little chopping shots. He's whipping back by Morello.
A good shot there from Morello to finish that.
When he has a go, he looks good in the process.
But then he just needs a long rest after that little burst of thing where the athleticism, the fitness, the freshness of Liddard is just dictating the pace of the action here for the most part.
He's actually better as an aggressive fighter, isn't he, Morello? Ironically, he is.
And he waits until he's losing the exchange to start letting some go.
Takes a good shot.
Oh, he's cut. Above his right hand, Morello. I think Liddard's going to start targeting that. He's been throwing that left hook around the side of the guard all night against Morello. And it's just probably starting to get a little bit harder as the rounds are coming on. Oh, there's all them shots he's blinded himself from, Morello.
Good left hand there from Morello. Gutsy, that's for sure.
He certainly is, and there is blood dripping down the right-hand side of his face now. Whether that was from a punch or a clash of heads, I'm not sure. But we've gone past the 4 rounds by a long way. Right eye looks like that's quite not a terrible cut, but not the best one in the world either, and that could cause a bit of blur in his vision. But here's some of the action.
I think he's been boxing the wrong fight, doesn't he, Morello? I mean, he's better when he's throwing in his hands go, being a bit aggressive.
I think he can feel the danger though, and I think that's what's making him a little bit more reluctant.
I understand that, but he takes a good shot.
Takes a good shot, and it seems like there's something behind his shots. It doesn't seem like it's absolute, like, no power there.
But I mean, his whole, not just tonight, I mean his whole career he's been boxing the wrong way.
It's 4 knockouts on the record in the 26 wins of the 33-year-old Morello.
And I bet he's landed some good shots. I bet he's just never really gone through the gears.
Yes.
And actually, like I said in the intro, Morello said that he likes to be the person who comes up with the game plan, and he's pretty much his own coach. He's got people around him. Oh, good timing with the left. That was good. Oh, and he's just started doubling out. And the blood's trickling down the face of Morello.
Just got a bit excited there, didn't he? The dad's got a little bit too close.
And there's a long time to go in this round. And this could be the moment for the Billericay bomber. And there comes Morello again, who lands a good right hook over the top, actually.
See the smile on Eddie's face. I don't think he can believe how tough Morello is, the amount of shots he's landed, the damage that's getting done, and still biting down on his gum shield to try and win this European title.
Lovely clean right hand there from Liddard, just chopping down with it.
I think that eye's getting a bit more of a problem for him. Oh.
He's talking there to Liddard. Oh, doctor.
The referee is going to have the doctor have a look at that eye.
That's not the best that is, but coming out of his eye for the most part, but lost every round. Big cut.
Flap, isn't it?
Yeah, that's gone. That's he's stopping that, surely. Every time they speak to the referee, that's finished.
Whiff or win?
Okay, three.
Okay.
Okay. Seemed like there was a bit of a language challenge there between the referee and the ringside doctor, but it does continue. And Liddard puts his foot well and truly on the gas, and Dario Morello, who's on the back foot like never before in this fight.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Yeah. One of them caught him there.
It's still over a minute to go, and Liddard getting frustrated with him holding on because he just wants to get to work, and he senses that he could get the job done here in the 8th round.
So he just got to keep his calm there a bit, Liddard. Morello coming really erratic, maybe a last chance. Roll of the dice. Try and see if he can land anything just before the 9th round starts. If he makes it out of the 8th.
Beautiful right hand by George Liddard. And Dario Morello looks like he's got 2 different opponents at the moment. One is George Liddard, and the other one is tight because he's in a world of trouble here. And Liddard knows it with a big jab and a right uppercut.
His corner's got his towel in his hand.
Throw it in there. He's done now.
Yeah.
And the corner.
He don't need any more.
Look hesitant to throw the towel in as we go into the last few seconds.
Just before that knockdown, there's a big right hand there. There's another one.
Lovely work here from George Liddard.
And then Breach step in as well.
And the right thing to do, surely, from the corner of Dario Morello, is call it off now.
That's got to be enough. That has got to be enough. The damage that's done over that eye. the performance of Liddard, he's been relentless, he's been damaging.
He hasn't won a round yet, so, you know, I mean, he's getting back up at the post. That was a hard roll. He took a big right hand just before he went down.
And look what the cut man's doing. He's just got a rag and he's just shoving it into the corner of his eye. I've never seen... Yeah, I think the British board as well, the supervisor, yet they're calling it.
Well, we're just waiting for the signal, and that is it. George Liddard does it and becomes the EBU European middleweight champion. The third one ever from the Tony Sims stable. The Billericay bomber continues his traditional road to a world title, and another stop was entertaining here at the Copper Box in London tonight. Well done, that man.
Yeah, it was a good performance here from Liddard. Real control, professional display, I thought. Took his time. Vision, everything was going his own way, but he kept the concentration, picked his shots really well, got the mix right with speed, power, using the feet to get the different angles of attack. It was a really good display there. He was much better than Morello, but he didn't take any silly risks either, did he, Sonny?
No risks, and he really showed his level, and I think that was the perfect time to stoppage. Maybe it could have come at some point in the action the round before, but a great display of toughness and determination from Morello. Maybe not all the time offering the most going forward, but every time he was asked, he bit down on his gum shield and he threw shots back, and he made Liddard work for that tonight. But he showed that at European level against these domestically European fighters that he is way above that level, George Liddard.
Yeah, he is. I think Tyler Denny was above this level because he's former European champion himself, which he had. No, he had a hard night's work, but he got the job done. So he's proven that, and this has just solidified that he is a European champion at last, and well deserved. He's already shown he's at level. The little steps up now, I think, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how far he can go.
And do you know what? I think sometimes with fighters is we see a particular performance or a particular night where things change and you can see the way that they're going. And George Liddard, for me, was tonight.
Yeah, I think he's even had a couple of these nights.
Well, next week, Moses Atauma versus Filip Hrgovic at the O2 Arena in London. That will crackle in there. And Moses could potentially become the IBF heavyweight champion of the world. What a night that is set to be. But what a night this has turned out to be for that Tony Sims stable and George Liddard, who is the third ever to win the title. Darren Barker did it, Martin J. Ward did it, and now George Liddard does it as well. But props to Dario Morello. He is one seriously tough man. Look at the shots he was taking.
Yeah, and he'd been taking a little bit of a hiding just before that as well. A lovely chopping right hand there from George Liddard, and the second one then puts him on. But I think the first one did the most damage.
Yeah, his balance was all gone after that first shot landed. He was still trying to sort of dip and find his way back in the exchange, but I think when Liddard gets you hurt, it's the accuracy, it's the timing, and it's the rhythm. He's always ready to throw again. He's finding his feet in between. He's controlling you with the hand in between the action just to keep you pinned down in a position where he can hurt you and keep working you.
But he sensibly chipped away. He didn't rush it too much. Every now and again, he'd get a little bit too close at the end of the fight. But for the most part, he just took his time, chipped away without taking any silly risks. And then when the time was to let his hands go, he got the finish quite impressive.
Well, congratulations to George Liddard. And here is Mr. David Diamante to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee accepts the red corner's retirement between rounds 8 and 9, declaring your winner by TKO. He's still undefeated, and the new European middleweight champion, the Billericay Bomber, George Liddard.
That's what the hard work's about. Another belt into the collection, and another stop on the journey which he set out to becoming potentially a world champion. Where do you want to see him go now, Sonny? Do you want to see him defend that European title? Do you think he's ready for world level straight away?
Well, you win the European title and you win it as conclusively as that. Maybe a defence, maybe another fight in the bridging the gap between European and world level, because as good and impressive as he has been, when you get to world level, there's no looking back. And the amount of talent he's got, if he does it right, he can have a long-standing reign. I think he's that talented and that good, but he's in a division full of killers.
It is a division that's still searching for its superstar, I would say, and so there's no real number one. But there are good fighters there without there being any stars. I would just say that was below. I felt that was a little bit below the level of Tyler Denny, in my opinion. I'd like to see another guy around this level or just above, and then maybe go for it. But I mean, you get the opportunity, you take what you're given. That's the truth of it. But he's a European champion, and he's a good one at that.
He is indeed, and he is with Jamie now, so over to him.
Okay, George Liddard, British Commonwealth, and now look, European middleweight champion. How does that sound, and how does this feel here tonight?
First and foremost, I just want to say, God is great, man. God is great. He sees what I do week in, week out. He hears my prayers. He sees what I go through mentally to get here, and he's blessed me, man. He's blessed me in other areas of life. I'm going to be having a baby in 2027. I just wanted to announce that here now. I'm going to be a dad. Thanks to my partner, everything she goes through, man. I love her to bits. And 9 years ago today, my granddad passed away. Sorry to hear that. 9 years ago, I fucked up there, didn't I? Sorry, bad language. But 9 years ago today, we lost my granddad, and yeah, this is a tribute to him. But yeah, thank you.
Well, congratulations on the news of becoming a dad, George. New motivation, I'm sure, for you to head into next year. But in terms of the challenge, the performance, you predicted the stoppage, you found it in the end. What was it like solving the puzzle of Dario Morello here tonight?
Do you know what, man? Hats off to him. He was in there for longer than I thought he'd be once I started cracking him. Like, tough man. But listen, he said I had no boxing IQ. I probably could have got him out of there a bit earlier if I stepped on the gas, but I wanted to play with him for a bit. Do you know what I mean? You can't tell me I got no boxing IQ and then I make you miss like that. Come on, man. But listen, respect to him. I appreciate him for coming over and putting up a good fight for as long as it lasted, and I want to thank everyone who came out tonight.
How pleased are you, George, to consistently be backing up what you're saying in the build-up to these fights now, in the ring and doing it at a bigger stage, a better stage each time now as main event?
You know what they say, man, pressure is a privilege. The pressure I have of putting on these events for people, stepping up fight after fight, it's big, but it's a privilege. Because God gives it to me because I can handle it, and I just want to keep moving forward. I've got a legacy to create in this sport, man, and I'm proving. 24 years old, British, Commonwealth, European, in 15 fights. You probably never even thought I was going to win a British title when you signed me. And look where we are, man. So I want to thank you for the opportunities you've been giving me consistently. You know, I boxed in Vegas, boxed all around the country, and yeah, giving me these chances to headline in front of my people, man, it means a lot. So I want to thank you and everyone at Matchroom.
As always, George, before we bring in Eddie Hearn, the talk always turns to what is next. You're very well positioned at £160 across the four governing bodies. Now you have that European title. You're going to move further up the rankings. Do you think it's a world-level opponent? Are you already looking at the champions? What do you believe you already are in this middleweight division?
To be real, man, anyone can get it. I couldn't care less. You know me, man. I'll fight anyone. Anyone they put to me. I just want to keep stepping up. Listen, maybe we defend the European or fight someone in the top 10, and then I don't see why in the next 10 months, maybe before I'm 25, next May, we can't get a world title shot for the people in London. Let's do it, my people. I want to be a world champion by the time I'm 25. I want to make history in Billericay. And yeah, glory to God, man.
George Liddard versus Denzel Bentley in London, maybe?
Let's do it, man. I'll fight anyone. I told you this. He's got a world title. He can get it. Me and him have shared many rounds over the years. I've got a lot of respect for Denzel, man. He's a good fighter. I just believe I'm the best at 160, and I've got to prove that.
Well, let's bring in promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, George just said there, when he turned professional, you probably weren't even sure if he'd win a British title. 15 fights. He's completed the domestic collection now. What an achievement that is so far in the journey.
Yeah, and it's all down to his hard work in the gym. One of the most dedicated young fighters that we've seen in this country. At 24, to have won the British, Commonwealth and European title is a fantastic achievement, but it's the way that he's going through those levels. He's never struggled at British level, he didn't struggle at Commonwealth level, he didn't struggle tonight at European level as well. So you know what's coming next. You know, the only thing holding him back is his age, but that's never held him back before. He's been aggressive in the way he wanted to be matched, and really the truth is one more fight this year and it's a world championship fight. It has to be next for George Liddard, you know, and I think that, you know, we've got a brilliant fight coming up in 13 days' time. Amo Williams against Vito Milnecki. You know, you could fight the winner of that, whether it's in London or whether it's in America, in New York, wherever it is. He's just asked about a little European title defence in Monaco. I don't know about Arthur Billericay out in Monaco, that would be a bit dangerous. But the reality is, you look at that division right now, Denzel Bentley, what a fight that is. George Liddard against Denzel Bentley. Two brilliant British middleweights for the world title. You've got Lara, he's getting on, but he's a tremendous fighter. Adames, what a great fighter as well. There's so many big fights to be made. Xander Zayas moving up. I mean, these guys virtually look the same anyway. There are so many big fights out there for him. But you know with George, you're always going to get the best out of him, because he won't have a day off. He'll work to the bone every single day, and he deserves all of his success, and we're very proud of him. And like I said, remember that. There's a lot of hype in boxing, but the people that do it the hard way, 24 years of age, never ducked anyone, British, Commonwealth, and tonight the European middleweight champion.
How hungry are you, George, to keep pushing? I know that'll be music to your ears hearing those types of names, big American names as well, but how hungry are you to keep pushing to achieve those dreams?
Listen, I believe when I first was coming up in this sport as a prospect, my name was always pushed to the back. I'll be honest, I feel like it was. But that, if anything, has pushed me harder to get my flowers, and I feel like now I'm finally getting that, and I'm just proving why. I'm proving why time on time. If it's a trip across the pond to go beat some American over there, I'm up for it. If we go to Monaco to beat some French or other European fighter, I'm up for it. I'll fight anyone, man. Anytime, any place, anywhere they can get it.
Love it. George, I'll leave the final word to you, just to everyone who came out tonight to support you once again in the main event. How do you want to leave this?
God bless everyone. It was a bad day for the Irons, but hopefully I pulled it back for everyone. And yeah, listen, I can't thank you all enough. God bless the Liddard Army, man. You're the best supporters in the world, and I can't thank you all. Let's go see some of you after. Come on.
George Liddard, congratulations to you and the new European middleweight champion. All the main event reaction and post-show reaction coming up next after the break with Ade, Tony and Jimmy Saints.